T minus 1 minute. T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me.
Come and talk to me. I really wanna meet you, girl. I really wanna know your name.
Maybe this will help.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't
I was about to say it. Don't forget it.
Get it.
Listen, brother, that'll always be a classic contribution to the cause, brother.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's just say yeah. I don't even want to fight you tonight on that one.
Cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help, the podcast. Give you that relationship talk you can relate to, the good, the bad, the alimony. Me and Mike is in the building, ready to go at it, man.
Once again, back like we never left.
I had some new people ask me, like, what was the podcast about? I was like, honestly,
Go
we
watch it.
we having fun.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we are.
We having fun. I said some of the stuff may help. If not, it'll make you laugh. Either
Yeah,
way,
for sure.
come have a good time with us.
Or it may trigger you to say, hey, I need to address this. I don't know why this show got under my skin so much, but I need to see what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that is true, bro.
K
That is
Dub
true.
in the building, AJ in the building. What's going on, ladies?
Ellen, what's going on? We see you guys coming in.
Yo.
We're gonna go ahead and get started though, because the people who showed up on time, they ready for this. So, Mike, best part of your week, bro, before we get this conversation started.
Man, best part of my week. Shoot. I'm not gonna even hold you. Best part of my week was leg day. My brother has been gone from the gym for a whole week, which is unheard of. Well, he hasn't been gone. He's been showing up to the gym. We've been going at different times. We usually go and work out together for the most part, but he's been coming at different times because of other, priorities. So we linked up on, what was that? Friday, early afternoon, had a good workout, had some great conversation. And it's always good. Everybody talks about, iron sharpen iron and the brotherhood and this and that. But I think where that really comes to fruition for me is the conversations, the impromptu conversations we have that leave me feeling energized, leave me feeling like, all right, I'm gonna go out and do this, and leave me feeling better than when I came. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So I think that was the highlight. Definitely gave me that little boost that I needed, bro.
I love that, bro. I love that. I love that the benefit to this brotherhood just keeps showing up in unexpected ways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. I'm with that for
Indeed.
sure. Man, I guess
Highlight. There's so much.
The highlight of my week. It's been so much going on, but I'm gonna leave it at this, man. The highlight of my week is that me and my boy Kevin, we just wrapped a 20 episode season 1 of a project we've been working on. We were in the studio all week. When I say long days, early mornings, late nights, like Mike said, I was hitting the gym after we filmed all day, a whole bunch of D&D on your phone and just going at it, but locked in my bag, in my pocket, whatever you want to call it. Like God was just walking me through it, man. And, you know, regardless of what happens with the project, that's God's hands. I'm just very happy for how I was able to show up. This is one of those opportunities that I feel like was bound to happen. And how I showed up was going to be dependent on how I'd been practicing these last like 5 years or so. You know, and so like that I just published, that was 2 years in the making. This TV show was 3.5 years in the making. It's just a whole bunch of gratitude floating around here, man, for what God did. And like Mike said, how's that gonna impact everything else you got going on? I don't know yet, but I just know that I'm grateful. Out of the last 3 days, bro, I been to the gym twice. I mean, I've been to the spa twice. I done got 2 massages. The last 3 days, bro, I've been on this recovery train, bro. And I'm just grateful, man.
That's
I'm grateful,
good, man.
and I really ain't got I ain't got nothing to say, man. Stuff. I'm just grateful, but I'm also excited about this show tonight. Like I'm letting my excitement come out. Don't disappoint me. Don't let me.
The E word, using the E word. Okay. All right. Well, then let's do it. I just want to commend you and congratulate you. 20 episodes in 5 days is insane. There had to be like a bunch of wardrobe changes, a bunch of conversation, a bunch of forethought, planning ahead of time, on the fly stuff that you didn't know was going to come up that you had to just push through. That's dope, man.
It's when they say it's an art to being locked in, it is, bro. And you can't just tap into it unless you really been practicing. And so, man, it was all that you said and more, man.
That's
all
dope.
you said and more.
That's dope.
But I'm here tonight, man. I've been talking about faith stuff, life stuff all week, and tonight I'm here to talk about relationship stuff, man.
Yikes. All right.
Live just at 6:00 with Kim Fields. We're going to do a retreat and talking about that need for a reset. And I think that might come up in tonight's conversation because I don't think the conversation around love and relationships and dating and marriage are ever going to get old. It's always going to be at the table in these conversations.
Always, bro. Always.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So let's start off with some funny stuff. It's funny, but it ties into the topic, man. Tonight's episode is why wasn't he enough?
Yikes. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what I want to do tonight.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, it could be you, it could be me, it could be you, it could be me. It might be me mostly than you.
Nah, I'm sure I'm in there somewhere. I'm not gonna even hold you.
Oh man. All right. Well, let's start.
What you got?
Let's start tonight's episode like this, bro.
All right. Yeah.
You're not ready.
Okay.
I think I find very funny. If you are a man that was born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, and definitely before that, the reason why you are so triggered by heavy makeup, lashes, and long wigs is because that's how hookers used to dress. That just like that every day. And there was a disguise, in case you ladies don't know that. It was a disguise so that they could take off that disguise and walk around the next day to the grocery store with their children with some level of dignity. But no self-respecting man was seen in the daylight with these type of women. And RuPaul. It's giving RuPaul. That's what RuPaul in the androgynous community, that's how they used to dress every day. That's how I used to be walking around LA just looking just like that. And now y'all dress like that every day.
The fact that her caption said you might be entitled to compensation. Tell me she don't make sense though. If you was born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s.
Yeah.
This like low key, like Denim don't know.
What we saw. No, he does not.
He does
not. Oh, wow.
Go ahead, bro.
No, it makes sense. It makes sense. Everything she said makes sense. I'm just looking back right. Like we driving down the street on our way to school, and we seeing these women on the side of the road with this excessive makeup, bright, loud, and they're wearing it so they can attract attention and customers. We're thinking like, oh man, that's crazy. And then when we get older, we're like, man, that reminds me of what I used to see. And now that I'm older, I know what that was. So it may be something subconscious there, bro. I never even thought about it that way. That's wild. That's why I don't know how funny that was. That was more truth and eye opening. God,
it was.
Sheesh.
Gary Webb said, and men too, especially in the 80s. Hello, Prince. Wow. Wasn't ready for that part of the conversation.
Golly, come on, stall him out.
Oh, man.
Not Prince.
So it's interesting how old trends become new trends, right?
Mhm.
And, you know, in all fun and games, we can't talk about like, oh, that's how the hookers used to present themselves and whatnot. But there is something to be said about, I think, how we choose to present ourselves, right? You know what I'm saying? In all fun and games,
Yeah.
I think there is something to be said about how you choose to present yourself. Me and my mom were having this conversation today about like the hiring, the workforce, right? And a lot of maybe Denim's age and a little bit older, I don't know if they know that, but when you're applying for a job, they check in your Instagram.
For sure. Yep.
That's like your character reference now. Your social media presence is your character reference, and that
Yep.
could be the make or break of you getting a job or not. The stuff that you're posting
Wow.
online. And I think that we live in this age where everybody's like, yeah, I want to fully express who I am, which I'm for, but understand that expression sometimes comes from an authentic place. Sometimes it just comes from an emotional place. Sometimes it comes from a place that's still developing. And that could hinder or help you create the life that you're trying to live.
That's
And
a
I just
fact.
think, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying, hey, like there's certain consequences associated with it. So when we're looking at me and you growing up, you know what I'm saying, in the 80s, and we're seeing the hookers with the eyelashes and the loud makeup and the long wigs, and we seeing women wear that now. It is unfortunate in the conversation that they, just because they want to wear wigs and makeup and
Right.
lashes, that they get connected or referenced to hookers.
For
At
sure.
the same time, you just got to know where you at, and I guess kind of just the culture that you live in may already have a predetermined, you know what I'm saying, label for how you present yourself, and you can't change that. And I don't know if you should really be upset about it. It just is what it is.
Right.
Maybe you go somewhere else.
Right. And that as true as that statement is, it's also unfortunate that people have to kind of assimilate to what society says should be and what it says it shouldn't be. You know what I mean? Just like we have dress code in the office. You can't wear jeans with holes in it. You can't wear, you know, crazy hairstyles. But what
Corduroy. They done cut out corduroy in my job. What corduroy ain't done? You thought I was playing.
I did.
We can't wear corduroy.
Well, that has a high heat yield, so too much switching. Listen, too much. It's some people that their thighs rub together. So when you got corduroy rubbing together all day long, that's fire hazard. Fire hazard.
Finish
For
your
sure.
thought, bro. Finish your thought.
I can't. I'm done. What we got? You mentioned it.
I'm going to the chat. Amber said, yeah, that makes sense. Everybody to be looking like Julia Roberts these days, Pretty Woman condom style. Wow.
Jesus. That's what I was saying though. Some people, you know, that's their form makeup. That's their form of
Hey.
expression.
Get your sister,
know-
man. Get your sister. Rashana said, and with locks, people think I don't wear deodorant, don't wash my hair, and burn sage.
Oh wow.
You
That's a valid stereotype though. I feel like I've heard people say, I'm not saying it's true. I'm saying I've heard other people say
saying
things
it's a
like
valid
that.
stereotype. It means it's true.
Oh, well, I mean, listen.
Okay. So, it may seem unfair, but the world that we live in, there's stereotypes. There's
Yeah.
stereotypes, there's racism, there's all these dynamics you may have to work against in order to be in an environment and live the life that you want. And I know that there's movements that we can all band together and change policies and stuff like that. But in the meantime, your day-to-day life, you just may have to move. You just may have to go somewhere else where
Interesting.
people don't see it
Yeah.
that way. You know what I'm saying
Yeah.
to you?
Yeah. So basically, I mean, if I'm hearing you right, you're saying sometimes you just got to play the game. If you're gonna be in it, sometimes you got to play it. You know what I mean? If you choosing to be,
not saying
I'm
that.
saying, I'm saying, if you're choosing to be, let's just say in California, if you're choosing to be in California, and like you said, your job is saying certain things are not appropriate, and there's all these other rules and regulations. If you're gonna live here, you got to abide by their rules. You have to play the game. Just like for me, I like guns. some guns are not legal in California. So do I stay and just not have those guns, or do I move and get out of the game? Sometimes you have to stay if you choose to and play the game.
I think so. Is there a difference between playing the game and just being okay with the consequences?
Yes, there's a big difference.
So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, you're not playing the game. You just accepting, like, okay, this is how it is, right? Growing up being black, like, you know, is the game that I have to dress more white? I have to look less, you know, black, like dangerous black, in order to get ahead. That, I feel like that's me playing the game. Just dealing with the consequences, understanding what you're going to be faced with when you go outside, and just say, okay, that's what it is. I'm not going to get, you know, butt hurt or all of my feelings about it. I'm going to keep carrying on, deal with the consequences until I can get myself in a better situation.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
John, what up, bro? John said, it seems sad that some women aren't happy with the way they look without a lot of makeup. He said, a lot of makeup. They often are beautiful with the extra, but keeping up with the crowd impacts their self-esteem. Let's unpack
Keeping
that,
up,
bro.
Yeah, keeping up with the Kardashians. I get it. Go ahead. I was gonna say it's just so interesting. You remember back in the day. I know you remember back in the day. It used to be the thing to have these straight penciled in eyebrows. Black girls was doing it. Hispanic girls was doing it. Everybody was doing it. But then when that fad went away, it was cool to have the bushier eyebrows. So I think that, and I'm just speaking on women, there's certain trends that men had as well. But I think that, like John said, it's unfortunate that some women and some men feel like if they're not meeting what's trending right now, that somehow makes them unattractive.
I think that,
and I feel like sometimes we put too much stock into what you know, media, society, Instagram, socials are saying. We're putting too much stock into it.
But so work with me on this then. You say we putting too much stock into how we look visually, right? But in this day and age, there's so much currency connected to how we present ourselves online. Social media, there's a lot of money to be made. So it's not just, I want people to think I'm beautiful. I need people to think I'm beautiful and then subscribe, because that then helps me afford my mortgage and my car note and my health insurance. So it's not just, I want compliments. I need cash. I need currency. I need some transactions to happen. People are getting paid, and I haven't done any research, but I'm wondering, could the day and age that we live in, could this be the time where the people are getting the most, I guess, income for how they look? And it's not just natural beauty. It's like doing what's trending. Visual appeal is making people millionaires these days.
I agree. I also think that's a very small percentage are making millions off of, and and I think I stick with what I said, bro. I think that a lot of people, they just you know, they see the BBLs trending, they see the full lips trending, they see, you know, whatever it is for men, pec implants and ab implants. They see all of these things trending, and they're like, shoot, if I'm not doing this, then people won't find me attractive, period. Not about necessarily, because I agree with you, there is money on one side of it, but there's also self-esteem on the other side of that as well.
I think, I hear you. You're right. I think that maybe it's 50-50 there. I think some of it is self-esteem. And I think that a lot of people wouldn't care about these trends if these trends wasn't connected to currency. If people wasn't making monetary transactions because of these trends, people wouldn't care about these trends. I think because the trends are connecting people or increasing people's bank accounts, that makes them more appealing. And then, of course, I think the other side is that my internal, you know what I'm saying, value system is impacted when I get likes and comments.
I feel that.
Yeah, man. There's that validation, man.
And that's a validation is a damn drug, if you ask me.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of comments rolling through too.
All right.
Do you have something else to say about that? I don't know. It seemed like you had a quick moment.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Yeah, I do. But I want to read the comments. Pookie said, "Oh, I definitely used to shave mine off and draw
Cool.
them back, looking straight foolish, Lord. But it's we could have a whole 2-hour conversation about
We could.
trends. What
We could.
are
could.
they?
We could.
And who said this was fly right now? And you know, every trend doesn't work for every person. I don't even know, man. I know there got to be some kind of science behind it, but
Yeah.
I look at some of my old pictures and some of the stuff that I used to do, bro. I'm just like,
Mhm.
I think everybody just needs good friends
Agreed.
that will tell them the truth. Like, nope, that ain't gonna work because I had good friends. I just I wanted to do my own thing.
I was about to say, I don't
It
know if
didn't
that'll work
even
for you.
Yeah, man. God,
sure. That's funny.
Sheesh. What else we got over here? Rashonda said, "My hope is in the Lord." Listen,
I get
I
it.
would say
It gotta
this,
be.
man.
Sheesh.
When I don't have an issue with makeup. You know me. I don't have an issue with makeup. I don't have an issue with liposuction, like surgery, all that. Go for it. If not having it would leave you in a state of depression, not feeling like you have any worth, I think there's a different kind of conversation to be had. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying it has to be don't do it, because I often wonder if I could live in a city. Imagine this, bro, and don't cry when I say it. Imagine living in a city that didn't have a gym. What would I do? I think that's how connected
that's
I
wild.
am.
Yeah. Nah,
I don't
I'm with it.
nightmare, instant nightmare.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I
Yeah.
can't come for other people with no grace, knowing that I have things
sure.
that
Yeah.
I need, that I feel like help validate a lot of who I am.
I
I'm
can
done with
understand it.
Shonda. She said flip tires. Who said, I was about to say, yeah, that won't work because I didn't listen to my friends. I love what I love. Damn, what my friends thought. It
And I feel that, and to me, that's cool. I feel like there needs to and should be some sense of individuality. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, like, I get not going with the grain. You know what I'm saying? You and I have told that against the grain line several times. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like that's a part of what makes you, or me, or pook. You know what I'm saying?
So we're gonna challenge some stuff. We move on to the next one, because tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about beauty standards, and let's go with Ray real quick. Ray said, "What do you think will be the next trend when it comes to beauty standards?" What are you seeing, Mike?
I'm seeing that they're trying to blur. Yeah, and I'm heavy into fashion, modeling, all this other stuff. I think that what I'm seeing a lot of is they're trying to blur the line between masculine and feminine in fashion. So you're seeing a lot more men with sheer clothing, a lot more men. You know, the inseams is getting higher and higher and higher. Even men wearing skirts and dresses and all of this other stuff. You know what I mean? So I think that's, and even when you watch certain fashion shows like the New York Fashion Week and all this other stuff is just, in my personal opinion, is getting a little weird, and it's leaving fashion and going another direction. It feels like.
I feel like it's just going back to the 80s, bro. That was Rick James. That was Prince. Like this is not new. The presidents and the forefathers wore muumuus and wigs, my guy. Like this line that we're talking about being blurred, I don't think it's ever been a solid line. Maybe in different cultures, but nah,
and
bro, that's not new.
I like why you said different cultures, because in the Black community that I was raised in, there was a clear line.
Michael Jackson had on a onesie made out of rhinestones.
He did not.
What was that music video he did in that onesie made out of sequence rhinestones?
So with the strobe lights in the back.
Yes,
and
sir.
It was relax, because there was nothing feminine about that, brother. Okay,
I didn't say it was.
But that's what we're talking about.
Because if you say a skirt, can a skirt be masculine? Because Irish people do it. They wear kilts, and so do your Samoan brothers and sisters.
Right, for sure. For reasons of culture.
Yeah.
So if you're not okay.
I'm about to say where we going, because you know my ancestry says based on my calf situation, I could wear a kilt. And then when I played football, the quarterback was Samoan, so we got grandfathered in.
I think wearing a women's dress is different than wearing a kilt, or I don't want to call it the wrong name, or what the Samoans wear. I think that's completely different than going to Marshalls, going to the women's sections and picking out a fit.
Listen, I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
It's not disrespect
but
at all.
No, I didn't say it yet.
Oh shit.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but what grandma wears around the house and what pastors wear when they preach don't look similar.
You on your own with that one?
You don't want to join the conversation? Dang. It's a muumuu, for a lack of better terms. It's a robe. It's a robe. I crossed the line. I went too far. Listen, Ferguson Marv said Lenny Kravitz.
I think it's the intent.
What's
maybe then
fired.
Huh?
One of my friends here on IG. Go ahead.
No, I said that maybe it's the intent behind it. I don't know. For one,
I think I'm asking though, like, is there such thing as clothing that's specifically for men and that's for women outside of bras?
Well, I mean, to be honest, no. You can wear whatever you want to wear. You can get a G-string and put it on, a satin G-string from the women's department put on, if that's what you want to do. Is that who they made it for? I doubt it.
That's so interesting. Yeah, because I remember growing up when I was a kid, boys didn't wear pink. Like that was a thing.
And to me, I agree. And to me, that's always been some toxic masculinity stuff. It's a color. If the color is nice, the color is nice. I'll throw on a pink dress shirt with no problem.
And it's an article of clothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying to you? So I'm wondering, like, sheesh. It's if like when I get married, like if my wife likes me in this, I think that being masculine for her that's the bottom line, right? Not for society, because society's not even in agreement with what's masculine, what's feminine.
Beyond her, I think being masculine for myself. I'm not gonna allow Janae or you or anybody else to define what I believe is masculine. Again, to each his own, but there's certain things that I'm willing to and willing not to do.
Like wear hoochie daddy shorts.
Nah,
having your knees out is masculine.
Why would you?
Unshaven knees, huh? Mustache on your lower quad, knees, huh?
What you doing right now?
Starting trouble.
Interesting. All right. We got comments.
Mike is at his son's basketball game with a set of mid-drift shorts. This brother.
And I had on the crop. I didn't even show you the crop tee. We was out there.
Your underwear longer than your shorts, my guy. All right. Your wife said pink is not nice. Oh God, here comes your sister again. Rashada said, "Please don't tell me you shave your legs, Don. Listen, old habits die hard."
Wait, I was about to say, what's wrong with that? Since football.
Oh shoot! Listen, sis, you on your own. Mike got my back.
Yeah, I got your back on.
Okay, so listen, man. I'm not just this is a fair conversation. I'm not just coming for the women tonight.
Not at all.
We did start off with the conversation around if you were born in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, men. That's what we learned, that hookers wear this bright makeup and these eyelashes and these wigs. But let's balance off the conversation.
Can we talk about male beauty standards and where they came from? Like, can we even maybe Google it? Because I'm really curious. Where did
I love you?
Where did lining up black men's hair come from? Where did this come from?
The lining up right?
Like, I just want to
And when
understand.
they got the white
I
thing there.
really love the factory setting.
Yeah.
I personally, you know what I mean? I
my thing is I want it slightly touched, but like you don't need to be like
where it's like a
no
hat,
shade,
like a
Jermaine.
small, like
I love Jermaine. I love you, Mr. Jermaine.
we love you.
I love Jermaine.
But that's different. Okay. Yep. But where did I just want to know, like, you know, we can track back where like some of women's beauty standards, but like where is it?
Hip hop. It had to be somebody in the rap.
You think it was
scene.
like Mace?
Yeah, but his was relaxed.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
It was like soft. He had a soft one. He had a like. I feel like it was somebody that was like probably from Philly.
Okay, that was where it began. It was like what's it called? The when they put the ink.
That definitely had to be. I feel it was Philly. But I
li-
don't know why
but
they want that
this,
so tense.
You see me not
It's
lifting
so
my arms up.
tense. And sometimes it's the
so-
white line. They keep the white line.
They keep the white line.
All right. So if we're gonna talk about the women and their eyelashes and their wigs and their excessive makeup, we got to talk about guys. Especially if we just start with the haircuts, bro. With these lineups and they're adding makeup to the hairline, it's a trend. People say they like it. Is it the same thing?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes, especially because it's getting a little out of hand these days. It's getting out of hand where the barber's not doing much clipper work, bro. It's all ink for the most part. It's all whatever the situation they use, the fibers or whatever they're using. That's what most of the cut is, and I'm like, I'm actually siding with them on that, or with you. Well, I don't know where your side is, but I do think it's similar to what we were talking about with the women. Like some things like can get a little bit out of hand. Like if your hairline is leaving, I mean, I get it. Sometimes for people, that's a natural course of life. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. For me, if I would ever add all of the extras to where, like when I'm sweating, like you can see the black makeup running down.
But just like they got waterproof makeup, they got waterproof whatever these hairline situations is. Here's what I think it is, bro. I think that people, all of us, to some degree, are trying to enhance how we look physically so that it doesn't become a deterrent for opportunities, right? I just need, I know I got some things I need to work on, but let me just fix all that for the temporary fix so that when I approach her, she'll at least have a conversation with me and see that I got a good personality. It's almost like it's just bait, right? This is not, I know we know it's not who I am, but I don't want it to get in the way of me trying to get to know you.
So I'm gonna pretend like I'm gonna go male and female. I'm gonna pretend like this is all my real hair, or this is my natural skin tone, or this is the way my skin really looks. As a man, I'm gonna pretend like this is my hairline. I'm gonna pretend like, you know, whatever the other stuff that men do. But once you get to know this person, or maybe even after the first conversation, and the person realizes that that's not you, that's not your real hair, that's not your real height, that's not your real size, you don't look how you looked on the picture, then what? You did all of that to then do what?
You already in.
No, you're not. No, you're not. No. That's like, look, look, bro. You meet a young lady online. She sends you some pictures. Man, she's beautiful. You look gorgeous. Conversation is great. This, and that. Head up picture. All these head up pictures. You finally meet in person. Damn. Wow. You finally meet in person. This is what's happening to me before in real life. You finally meet in person, and the bottom half don't add up. We've been talking about how much we both love going to the gym, because now you gotta make the pictures make sense. So now you telling lies about yourself and what you do and how much you, and now it's like, damn, all this great conversation, all of these similarities that we've had, but physical attraction is still important. I'm not saying it's the end all be all, but not only is it that, I feel like you kind of lied. Now we're talking about being deceitful. I'm cool. It's too much of a game. It's too much of a game. It's too much of a game.
Says the guy that's already married and ain't got to worry about none of it. It's
I feel bad for you.
interesting when you know the culture. I would dare say maybe 10% of the people who post pictures don't use filters.
Okay.
Online.
I would agree with that. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Yep.
I think we have a personal responsibility to curb our expectations with anything we see online, because it could be AI, it can be a filter. It should really be used as entertainment purposes. And I think that it does require you to look for something else as far as substance. What are they saying? Where are they going? What's their life like? Because you just can't trust your eyes these days.
Damn. You cannot.
Yeah.
You cannot. So are we asking questions then? If we're talking about dating, right? Are we and the hairline is just too crispy? Are we asking these questions? Is your hairline actually receding? Is that real? Are we asking these questions, or are we scared that we might offend?
I think you only ask if it's a deal breaker.
Sometimes you don't know what the deal breaker is till you see it, brother.
How bad is it?
Listen, if my man got a cul-de-sac, then
okay. So
that might be a deal breaker.
Are we putting Spanx in the same categories? Shapeshifters, what they call them, body contouring things. Is that the same thing as the rest of this deception that we're talking about?
Wow, they're finna cancel us. Yes, I think so.
Wow. I think society, we just accepted it as just, it is what it is.
Which is fine. But this is not really good.
When you go play football,
it's not really you. It's not really you, regardless of the fact. It's not you.
When I go play football, I put on pads because that's the way the game is played. Dating, you put on your makeup, your wig, your eyelashes, your hairline, because that's the way the game is played. You go out there raw, just all you're gonna get hurt.
But you do have the potential to get hurt, but you also have the potential for somebody to see you in your rawness and still want you. I'd rather have that than somebody see me in all my regalia and want me, and then I take that off and they're like, what the hell?
I think it's okay as long as you can put it back on demand.
So okay. I disagree. I want my wife to look like, when we get home, I don't want to have to see somebody else that I don't find attractive. I want to find you attractive in your rawness, and then let the makeup be the enhancement. Let the contour, the waist trainer be the enhancement, not this is what I'm presenting to you. You know what I'm saying? As this is who I am.
Rashonda said you got to sleep in it.
God. You got to sleep in it is crazy.
Oh, snap.
This should be good. What we got?
Yeah, man. Ashley says someone can look fit and have an unseen eating disorder.
For sure.
That's a whole nother issue. Don't put stuff like that. Everybody's gonna be staying single. They're gonna be scared. You got an issue I can see or issue I can't see.
Again, as we always say on the show, that's why conversation is important. If we talking about health, ask about the person's health for sure.
Yo, John said when the leg comes off in that scene from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
Man.
Oh, it's a wild world, man.
Golly. Like, man, I don't know, man. But you have to, you just, I don't know. I think communication is your best and should be your first line of defense. Ask questions. Forget about, cause look, I can't offend you because you put the shit on. You put on that makeup. You put on that wig. My man, you went and got the extra ink on the hairline, and you know it's not yours. So if I ask you if it's real, why get offended? You put it on.
This is true. But like a woman says, if she got on eyelashes and a weave, it's hers because she paid for it. If a man got the enhancement on the hairline or the unit on, it's his because he paid for it.
That last size crazy. It's
man,
a lot.
I just keep going back to it, man. This is the way the game is played these days, man. You just gotta know the rules before you get out there. Like, you gotta understand, like, this may not be my hair, my car. This may not be my house. This may not be my height. This
these
ain't my teeth. I don't.
Damn, dude. And here's the thing, bro. Like it was mentioned before, all of that is okay. All I'm saying is don't get offended if somebody asks you if it's real or not.
No, that's fair.
That's it.
That's fair.
It's cool. If you feel like, hey, this one little enhancement will just put me where I want to be, go for it. Go for it.
Man. All right. Yo, just go to the pool or beach for a revelation. That remember we used to say going swimming for a first date?
Yep. That'll tell you everything you want to know. Yeah.
So let's have this conversation before we move on. Betty said these days there's a lot of shallowness.
It's been shallowness since the beginning of the time. This ain't new.
It's enhanced.
This ain't new. Nah, this ain't new. This ain't new. I think maybe it's more now because people are doing even more to present themselves as beautiful.
Interesting. All right. So you good?
Yeah.
I'm about to get the thing.
It's
So
right here, brother.
when we having a conversation about why wasn't he enough, I think that before we move on to the next video, the point that I wanted to kind of make here is that if you're doing all these enhancements, right, or if you're making these alterations to your physical appearance, just understand that whatever you acquire while you're dressed in it may just be a temporary opportunity for you.
That's good.
It's just the small print. Like,
yeah.
Don't. It's almost like, and I remember my homeboy told me this. Don't carry the confidence of how you look with the makeup. Carry the confidence of how you look without it.
I like that.
You know?
I like that. Yeah. Yeah. And allow it to be the enhancement. That's what it's well, initially, that's what it was made for, to enhance.
Yeah, man. All right. I'm gonna move on to the next video because I really want to get into this subject of why wasn't he enough. This conversation, bro.
Because he didn't have the right hairline. Shoot.
And before we get too deep into why wasn't he enough, I think that I want to start by saying it's okay if you're not enough for somebody.
Say that, bro.
I think that's the most important part of this conversation we can have. It's okay if you're not enough for them. It doesn't change your value. That's just not what they're looking for.
Come on, man. I like that. That's good. That's
all right.
Solid.
So now this next video might tie into why there's so much distrust and out here in the dating world, the dating game, whatever you want to call it. But we're going to shift gears just a little bit.
So many women are being taught to distrust the love that we so deeply desire. And that's why when we see words like simp online, they are not only damaging to men who want to display acts of love and affection to women, they're also damaging to women because we start to believe that men who show affection, adoration, who want to love you out loud are embarrassing. It's not cool. We're so overly programmed to be drawn to the nonchalant guy, the cool guy, the guy that reserves his feelings, the guy that doesn't show you how much he cares about you or how he feels about you. And we romanticize these things because we're obsessed with the chase. We're obsessed with the high of does he or does he not? Listen, all that stuff is cute when you're young, but as you start growing older and your brain starts to mature, baby girl, you're not going to want to play those games anymore. You want to be with somebody who you know how they feel about you. And you don't ever have to second guess that because he's too cool to show it. Or you're scared that he'll be called a simp by some random strangers online.
So I got this video up because I know that you coach a lot of young men. Yeah. And I know you hear a lot of their conversations about girls that they like and trying to measure up to maybe, the girl's favorite celebrity and all those kind of things. And a lot of these young guys that I come across, these young boys, they are like, they're sweet.
Yeah.
Lover boys. You know what I'm saying to you? They have manners and all that kind of stuff. But in culture or society, sometimes that's looked upon as a negative trait. How are you when you're exposed to that, these young men, how are you addressing that with them at that teenage stage?
I try to incorporate it, and I'll just use my son as an example. He's 15. I try to incorporate just staying true to yourself, your values, your beliefs, your personality. Because you're right. A lot of times you do see, maybe the head cheerleader. I'm not putting a stereotype on this. I'm just saying maybe you do see the head cheerleader going for the senior who has the muscles and who has all the nice clothes. And so now, you're coming home, and this is hypothetical. I'm not saying this is my son, but now you got this kid coming home saying, "Oh, I want to get bigger. I want to get muscles." It's like, well, why? Because the girls seem to go for the guys with the muscles and the guys who don't really pay them any attention. I said, but you got to ask yourself, is this who you are? And back to my son, you know what I mean? That's what I've always instilled in him is no matter who the young lady is that you may, like or want to, pursue, if it causes you to change who you are, and I mean the good things, if it causes you to change who you are simply because you want her attention, I would check that at the door. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't pursue it, but just kind of ask yourself, why are you willing to change your sweetheart? Why are you willing to change your kindness? Why are you willing to change your quote unquote lover boy way of doing things just for this one girl? You know what I'm saying?
I think that it goes back to like, you heard the phrase like your money is no good here. Usually that's seen in a positive, like, oh, we got you covered. But in some places where we live, like, your etiquette's no good here. Your etiquette is no good here. Your gentlemanness is no good here. Like your kind heart is no good here. You know what I'm saying? Your sweetheartness is no good here. When you have these traits, but you live in a society that doesn't value them, you think it only makes sense for you to trade them in for whatever will get you the outcomes you're looking for. And if your outcome happens to be that girl and she's into guys who, show themselves to be maybe nonchalant, a little bit more on the
thuggish
side, then
it's
almost like you take whatever attributes you have and you try to do an exchange for what has value in the culture and the community that you're a part of. Or you have to change your culture, your community, and go somewhere where people do value your kind-heartedness, where they do value a guy being like openly expressive about how he feels about you. So you got two things: either change who you are or change your zip code.
Or I do honestly believe that there's a third option, or you can stay the same and it may just take you a little bit longer for you to find your person.
And I
because
think that's the part.
She's out there feeling the same way. You know what I mean? She's around the corner in LA feeling the same exact way.
I like that, man. When I was in high school, when I first got to college, me and my friends used to say like, yeah, I know you different, Don, but it's probably somebody else who's different also that's being dragged to this party by their friend as well. Like, I'm not really a party. I don't want to do this. Like, it's a girl that's probably just like you being dragged to a party by her friends who doesn't want to be there. So the chance you guys might meet. So just because you in a culture or a community that does all these trending things, like guys are acting hella nonchalant, you know what I'm saying, and all those type stuff, and girls are acting like, ghetto ratchet and whatnot, doesn't mean that there's not some diamonds in the rough.
Come on, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe a little more challenging to find them. But I think that the way you attract them is by staying true to your authentic, weird, kind-hearted, etiquette-driven self. You know what I'm saying? You're going to stand out to the right people. You know what I'm saying? I think that it goes back to my mentor told me a long time ago, like, don't change who you are for people who you don't really want to be around anyway. Like, those aren't even the people that you want to be like. You don't want to have community with them. Like, their opinion shouldn't matter.
So let me ask you this, since we're talking about, kind of assimilation and changing yourself for a possible opportunity. What about the job? You've been applying for the same job and they finally want to hire you, but there's something about you that they want you to change. But in your head, that's one of my core values, or that's something that I stand strong on. Do you change it for that opportunity, or do you just say there's other opportunities out there?
I think if we're having,
this is a good question. This is a good question for you, especially with the book and the TV show so I think that you could really speak to this topic.
I think it really, when you talk about core values, I think that's what makes them core. They're not compromisable. They're
Yeah.
not negotiable if they're a
Mhm.
core value. I think that ends the whole conversation right there. I would love to have an example that we can use for this conversation. So, for instance, what?
You go to the job. Let's say it's a female, because this is what we see on a lot of movies, or this is what we hear about. The young lady goes to the job. She has on, fully covered, maybe a very long dress, very like extremely modest. They hire her, but then the guy that owns the company, she's his secretary, and he's like, well, maybe wear a shorter skirt next time. Maybe open your top just a little bit next time. You know what I mean? Not that he's going to do anything, but this is just what he prefers to see when he likes eye candy as he's working. Does she change that?
It
Does she
depends on
start
why she
dressing more
why she was
provocatively?
modest in the first place. If she was modest just because that's what she was taught that would get her the job, but she really didn't want to be. Again, like, it depends if it's a core value or not. Like with me, in certain projects and rooms I'm working on, I'm in a room with very conservative people, you know what I'm saying, who may have an issue with my jewelry, have an issue with my tattoos. But why am I in the room? Like my mom always said, like, pick and choose your battles. Why are you in the room? Well, if I'm here to deliver a message, I may take the jewelry off. You know what I'm saying? I may wear long sleeves because I'm only here to deliver the message. I'm not here to be accepted or validated. You know what I'm saying? So you're able to move in different rooms like that with that kind of confidence
For sure.
on a temporary basis when you know you got a home base, a home community that's supporting you.
It's good. Now, would you say that there is an end to that though? There's only so far I'll go with that. I'm willing to compromise certain things.
Yeah, I think that, again, it goes into the non-negotiables. Like, if you're going to be here for an extended amount of time and operating in this facet, like, at some point you are now part of the community. So some of your wants need to be, you know what I'm saying, included.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? And so I think going
yeah.
back to the conversation about relationships, or why wasn't he enough? I think that sometimes you can't forge yourself into becoming what she's looking for.
Well said. well said, brother.
Your
God.
best efforts, you know what I'm saying to you? Because again, what she may be looking for may have a lot to do with the kind of father she had. You know what I'm saying? And you can't pretend to have training that you don't have. You can't pretend to be someone that no one ever like instilled the character and the traits in you to be.
That's so good.
Like, everybody will see it's a costume.
That's
It's
so
like
good.
it's like a dude that's a sweetheart, that's a lover boy trying to act tough and nonchalant. It don't hit the same, bro, because it's just not who you are.
Yeah.
Same thing
That's
for women. Like,
good.
sometimes she just won't be enough because even in her best efforts and in her heart, she wants to be this type of way, but that takes training.
Yeah.
Like sometimes years of molding.
Damn. That's good. Is there ever a time though when you should try to be with the other person, with the one you want once? Is there ever a time where I should, you know what, she likes this, I'ma just do it just because, only because she likes it. She likes when I wear plaid. So I'm gonna go out and buy $500 worth of plaid outfits only because she likes it. I hate it, but she likes it.
Well, you already know I'm gonna say yeah.
Oh, I know, brother.
Errol told me a long time ago. He said, "Bro, if it ain't gonna kill you, give it a shot."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you? Maybe this person brings something out of you that nobody else has been able to bring out of you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So give it a shot. You know what I'm saying to you? If it don't violate your core values, if it may feel different or uncomfortable, give it a shot. See how it feels. You know what I'm saying to you? It might be that person might be in your life to help stretch you, you know what I'm saying, or to bring more of your authenticity, your potential out.
That's really good. It's a golly, it's a slippery slope, bro.
It is a very slippery.
so many nuances.
I met this one girl, bro, and she just wasn't into beards.
Yeah, I've been there. Hair,
and I liked her, bro. What did I do?
What did you do? I wonder. What did you do?
What'd I do, Mike?
You shaved every stitch of hair was gone off that face.
Listen, I cut the beard off. So I think it was our second date or something like that. She was like, and she never said, "Oh, I don't like them. I hate them." She's like, "I'm just not really a big fan of beards." It was just in passing conversation. She never said she wanted me to cut mine off.
And it's so funny, bro. I run into and I talk to men all the time that do things like that, and they say, "Man, I the girl I was dating, she said that we'll just go with beards. She said that she didn't like beards, so the next day I went and cut mine off, and I FaceTimed her and I showed her, and she hated it.
Dang."
And she ended up not talking to me because she thought that, well, I didn't have a mind of my own, or that didn't show leadership qualities, and all these other things. Yeah, I've heard it. It's wild. It's wild, but it's true. She didn't ask. Let
me ask you a question. At what point in the dating process should you start to be open and willing to making alterations to your physical appearance?
I think I don't know, bro. I think I'm sort of like you. Like if we're on our second, third date and you're telling me, "Oh, I think you will look good in this color," the next date, I'm probably gonna wear that color. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like you. I want you to like looking at me. That's why we're here.
And so this goes back to the conversation about why women are wearing the wigs and the makeup and the eyelashes, and guys are doing the hairline.
But see, that's
because they want the person they like to like them.
But bro, the issue with that is not every woman is gonna like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't just do it and think that, okay, because this one liked it, they all gonna like it.
Bro, you go into the one you like, you went to her Instagram and you saw what she likes. You saw what she reposts, and you like, bet. That's the prototype.
How you know she gonna like it on you?
You don't.
Like my man that cut his facial hair. She hated it.
You don't.
Because you don't even got the face to not have a beard.
But this,
you know what I'm saying?
This is shooting your shot. This is shooting your shot.
Yeah, it is.
Some shots cost you more than others.
Can we just communicate and ask a question? Can we just say, "Hey, how do you think I will look with no beard?" Can we do that? Why do we have to do these grandiose gestures when we don't necessarily have to? We could just have a conversation.
I think these grandiose gestures are to set ourselves apart from the other options.
Okay.
When you think about a beautiful woman or a beautiful man and all the options they have, you're trying to make yourself so far apart from the pack. So these grandiose, didn't have to ask, look what I did gestures seem to be a lot more valuable when there's a lot of other options on the table.
I rock with that. I understand that. Dang. I feel sorry for y'all, brother. Sheesh. It's hard out there.
I'm good. I'm hanging in there.
For sure.
Check this out. Betty said, "I think it all depends on the maturity level of the individual that is dating. My man gave me all his red flags on the first date. Instead of running away, I gave him props for owning who he was and not having a need to perform. It was up to me if I wanted to stick around or not. We met randomly as strangers. Unfortunately, he passed away 3 years ago. We were supposed to get married before December. Condolences to you, Betty. Yeah. Thank you for being vulnerable with us on that topic.
Yeah.
Like you, I love that he owned up to it. And I've never heard anybody doing that, but I've done it. Mike knows that I saw a young lady that I wanted to date, and I gave her a list of, I don't know if there'll be red flags to her or not, but I gave her a disclaimer like, "Oh, this is how I'm different," in some regards, to give her a chance to be upfront and be like, "Nah, I'm good," or "I'm not." And I think that's what's up, bro.
No. Finish what you're saying.
I feel like that's the epitome of not playing games.
I agree, especially when you know that how you move in life may be a little bit different than what people are used to. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like you do life. You don't do like you you don't do life like every other guy that's out there. And for you to realize that and say, hey, before we even go down this path, this is the kind of moves that I usually make in these type of environments. I think it's dope. Like you said, it gives the young lady a choice to say, or I'll try that.
And I think for me, it was evidence of how much I liked her. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
I know what a lot of these women,
for sure.
with a lot of these women, you only get one shot. You know what I'm saying to you? And I wanted to make sure it was the best shot that I could shoot. Didn't quite work out, but no regrets. I still think it was a good move.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man.
For sure.
All right.
That's important though. That's important. Let's not
Betty said he passed away 3 weeks ago, not 3 years ago. Golly.
Oh, shoot.
Prayers for you.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
That's a good point though. Not having those regrets and not allowing, because somebody didn't see the value in you because of how you move, not allowing you to say, all right, then I'm gonna just change the way I move, because I've been getting too many women that are not really appreciating me for who I am. But instead of doing that and having that kind of attitude, which a lot of us do, it's still like, all right, that just wasn't the person. Cool.
And so for me, I'm wondering, is that a conversation of they didn't value you, or they know what they want and that just wasn't it?
That could have been that, for sure. And that's okay.
That's why I wanted to have this conversation about not being enough. I think we need to take this negative stigma off not being enough. You weren't designed to be enough for everyone, or maybe for everyone that you want. And I think that the sooner you find out you're not enough, that's great, because if you're not enough and you still get the position, it's going to be too much for you.
Come on, man. And it'll show. No matter how bad you don't want it to show, little things will start to happen, or you start making little snippy remarks. It's like, oh, I thought you said you was cool with it.
You are stressed and losing your hairline because you are in a situation that you're not enough for, but you're trying to be enough for when you know you can't be enough for. And it's okay to say, hey, I'm not enough for this, and bow out.
And I've mentioned this to Dylan before. That bank account start getting low because you thought that I'm gonna impress her with this meal or this date, and I'm gonna keep doing this. Well, brother, remember, you got about $27 left in your account. It's only gonna last so long. Don't do it to yourself.
If you're not tall enough for her, you know what I'm saying? So you're not pretty enough for him. You know what I'm saying? You don't have enough free time for her. You know what I'm saying? You're not sweet and soft enough for him. It's okay. It's not a mark against your identity. This person is just telling you what they prefer and what they need. And I think that there should be a level of security and groundedness within us to be like, okay, thank you for letting me know. It should be a conversation of gratitude versus taking it as disrespectful.
Yeah, because a lot of people, like you said, they're standing in these situations and they're wondering why they're arguing all the time. They're wondering why they're stressed all the time. They're wondering why I wanted to be with this person so much, but now it's not fun anymore because you wasn't supposed to be there.
Yeah. It's almost like when you're not enough, what you're asking this person to do is be in a relationship with you as a favor. I don't qualify, so do me this favor and love me.
And some people are okay with that, bro. God. That's wild.
Yep. Next video.
Yeah.
All right. Where we at?
Wait. Rashonda asked the question. Rashonda said, is there a time to have that conversation? For instance, when I was dating, first date, I told them I'm abstinent out the gate. So I think she's asking, is there a time to come out with your list of, hey, this is where I'm at with it? Is it first date? Is it second date?
I think it's before the first date.
I would agree.
Yep. Yeah, if you can, you want to give someone, and I'm not saying this is self-deprecating, right? Like, these are things that are wrong with me. No, these are just the things that are unique about me, especially in the culture that we met in.
I like that.
In case you were wondering if I'm like this, here's some things that are unique about me before we go on date one.
Yeah.
I think that is a respectful offering that you can give somebody. I think
That's
that's the
good.
exact opposite of what people are worried about, which is what? The representative who
For
tries to
sure.
act like everything is copacetic, it's on the up and up. I'm exactly what you need. And I think saying, hey, this is where I'm unique and it may not be what you like or you want, but I don't even know you enough to assume that. So I'm just
Say
going to
that, bro.
unpack this for you, let you
Yeah.
have a look at the menu. Do you still want to eat here?
Solid.
Yeah, I
Solid.
thought so too. I liked it.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right. Candy Coated Kisses said, dang, what I miss. We just talking about being okay with not being enough and how you don't need to be enough for everybody. Not everybody's cup of tea for a reason. And when someone tells you that you're not enough, it should be an opportunity. It should spark you to it should be a catalyst for gratitude.
This is such an interesting topic, bro, because I think I suffered from that not enough mentality for a long time, whether it was in school, whether it's sports, whether it's relationships, whether it's, you know, making these things up in my head that I had to be this perfect student or this perfect son or this perfect friend. And it does kind of cloud your mind or cloud your vision when you start to stepping into these adult relationships. It does cause you to self-sabotage some relationships, or, you know, go into this panic mode when the person wants to have a conversation and immediately you go to, oh shoot, you're gonna don't leave me, don't, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. And I think that a lot of times, or at least for me, it stemmed from childhood, and I don't think that we really look back that far.
I think more and more of us are starting to, though, especially
I
with
would agree.
conversations. I think that maybe we even need to finish the statement. Maybe the end of the statement is not just you are not enough, or maybe it's just like not enough of your potential has matured or been realized yet for this
That's good.
opportunity.
Yeah.
So maybe it's more of you in there, but what has surfaced today is not enough. And I don't know, man. I'm just thinking like maybe we have the responsibility to not take that as a mark against our identity.
We do. I would say we do.
And more or less just having a look at how disciplined have I been in my area of self-development.
That's good. And I even tell Denham in certain games, you know what I mean, when his coach may be going off on him in the middle of the game or at the end of the game, and he's coming back to the car, you know, feeling some kind of way, of course. And, you know, I'll ask him, well, did you do your very best? If you say no, then there it is. You didn't put forth your best effort, and you know you didn't. So you can't necessarily be upset that you're getting certain responses from you know, you're not getting the response you wanted. You know what I'm saying?
And I even go one step further. How do you expect to do your best in the game if you don't do your best in practice?
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying to you? And I think that, you know, and like Rashana said, I am sufficient in Christ's sufficiency. I get that. That is not an invitation to not work on yourself. That is not an invitation to become undisciplined when it comes to developing your character. Because wherever I'm weak, he's strong.
Yeah. Yep. That's like that's like, you know, you working out for a year straight and you get the 8-pack you always wanted, and then you got it and like, cool, now I can just sit back and pop candy all day and stop working out as hard because I got what I wanted. You still got to do the work to get to keep sometimes what you want in relationships too.
You were enough, not anymore, because you stopped doing the work. And it almost sounds like the people ask you to be performative, but it's almost like we understand this in every other area of life. Like, in order to qualify, I want to start on a varsity team, or I want to get this job. We go look at the requirements and we try to develop ourselves and get these things on our resume or in our wheelhouse so that when I go and interview, I will be enough. But when it comes to these relationships and love and dating, we just want to be accepted how we are. And I think that people are willing to accept us how we are. It's just not the people we want. Because you are enough for someone else. You're just not enough for who you want because you haven't been doing the work to develop yourself. that could sometimes be it. It's a hard pill to swallow, but
it is.
Sometimes that's what it is.
Facts.
Had you been working on yourself, you might be enough for the thing that you want, but because you haven't, you are enough for a lesser version of it.
Shoot. And here's the thing, bro, because I don't want people to think that they shouldn't, you know what I mean, shoot your shot or date up, as they call it. You know what I mean? Nobody's saying you got to date backwards or stay stagnant where you are. If you see somebody or you want somebody or even an opportunity or a job, just know that your preparation to get that opportunity to receive that job, to get a date with this guy or this girl, it strictly depends on you. That's it. It don't depend on, you know what I'm saying, anything else but you. For instance, going back to basketball, putting up shots in the gym before practice, staying a little bit late to work on free throws, doing all the things that you know you need to do. So when that game time comes and they call your name to come in the game, you're prepared. If you're not making your preparations, if you're not working on your vernacular, if you're not, you know what I mean, practicing being a gentleman, if you're not, you know, wondering what scent smell good on me, what clothes fit well, you know, doing the things that you know to present yourself as the type of guy that you want to be or striving to be, then if you don't get the girl, get the job, get the opportunity, I don't feel like it's not too many people to blame.
I guess if you cannot be enough for something today and be enough for it tomorrow if you do the self-work.
If you do the self-work, bro.
It sucks to sound like you're having a conversation about qualifying for love, partnership. But when you think about what partnership is, you're asking somebody to come alongside you and carry a specific weight.
Yeah, come on, man.
You do want to vet that person and make sure they're qualified, like they're bringing enough to the table because of what we're carrying together. You're bringing something, I'm bringing something. Like when it takes me back to school. Like you never want to be in a group project feeling like you're doing all the work.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So I think the conversation of enough needs to be woven into these conversations of dating, because I think that there's potential inside of us that is laid dormant because of a lack of discipline, which means that you could have qualified. You could have been able to get the things that you wanted in life had you been disciplined, had you created a routine. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you have this dream car you want, but you don't make enough income to qualify for the loan for it, right? You could have been working on your skills to get a better job, to have the income so that when you went to the dealership, they're like, okay, you make more than enough money to get this car, but it's not enough, you know? It's not enough. It needs to be 3 times. You need to make 3 times the amount of, you know, what your monthly payment would be, you know, and it's like, well, how does that equate to love? I just want somebody to love me. I think that sometimes we think relationships are all about just somebody liking you or loving you. Relationships are a mutual mission. You guys are about to do something together. And if you choose a person who is not taking a deep level of accountability to their self-development, at some point resentment's going to set in because you're doing your work and theirs. But they look pretty, but they can't do the work with you. But they're handsome, but they can't do the work with you. Sometimes he is not enough because he has not worked on his partner skills.
That's really good. One aspect of this not enough topic that I don't think we've touched on yet is being honest with yourself, with you knowing that you're not enough. So a lot of times I think that we're in denial that we got all this shit together and everything figured out, when deep down you know you're not qualified for this job. You know you are, and then surprised when you don't get it. It reminds, it's just like when me, you, and Janae go to the gym and I'm leg pressing super heavy. I'm not gonna ask Janae to come spot me. I'm gonna ask you. Janae's not qualified to spot me. It don't mean there's anything wrong with Janae. It just means that where she's at right now with her strength, she doesn't have the strength to help me push this weight up. Donovan does. But Janae would be a fool to get upset and get mad. Well, you didn't ask me to do. Come on. Don't be mad when you're not chosen for a certain specific task or duty if you know for a fact you're not qualified to be there.
Jesus. If you love that person, it's almost like you wouldn't want to assume responsibility for something that you know you can't handle.
For sure. For sure.
Yikes. All right, bro. I'm ready to move to the next topic.
Let's get it, man. This is good.
Listen, The Exorcist said, when is enough? When enough is enough, make it enough before it's made enough.
Ooh, ain't that the truth?
A whole bunch of riddles happening in that one.
Right.
So I think we've had a good conversation talking about, am I enough and all kind of stuff. Do you know how to recognize enough? I think that sometimes, this is a part of the conversation we need to have when it comes to dating or seeking a partner. Do you know how to recognize when someone is enough? Because sometimes we want things that we don't necessarily need, and we disqualify people for not having things we don't really need, but they have everything we do need. But because culture said that you should have this also, some people are being disqualified, excommunicated, because they don't have all the extra.
Facts. And I think that also what culture has done is made enough synonymous with what's the word I'm looking for? Has made enough synonymous with lack somehow. Like bare minimum. Like enough in culture sounds like oh, you just settled. That's what the word is.
Yeah.
They've made enough synonymous with settling, and that's not it.
When enough means that everything is met, all needs have been met. That is
go
perfection.
Be happy.
Go be happy. Go be happy.
But people are not happy because they always want more. I need more from you. I need you to do this now. Okay, I got the job, but now I need to do this, and I need to do this, and I need to have.
You have probably met multiple people. You probably met multiple people who were enough, but your obsession with more or your misunderstanding of how to even manage more caused you to disqualify some very very compatible, appropriate partners.
Yeah.
All right, check this out, bro.
Imagine losing a man like this and then realizing too late exactly what you had. A man who doesn't sleep around, doesn't go out chasing the party, doesn't play games, knows exactly what he wants, works hard for everything he has, communicates clearly instead of going cold, knows his worth, and out of every single option he had, he chose you. He isn't boring, honey, he's rare. And rare doesn't wait around forever. Remember that.
So when we're having a conversation about enough, he communicates, he doesn't hide his feelings about you, he's faithful, all these things. I wonder if anybody has a list labeled, "This is all I need," versus "This is all I want."
Golly.
I wonder how many of us would actually be in happy marriages at a simplified list of "this is what I need," versus making the standard all the things that I want. Because like you said, if I had all I need, that wouldn't be settling. That would be enough.
Come on, man.
But we've learned to value my wants over my needs. So if a person meets all my needs but not all my wants, they're not enough.
Yeah, they get disqualified.
Wild work.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I mean, like you said, a lot of people don't go into, I use dating since that's what we're talking about. A lot of people don't go into the dating scene with the list of these are the things that'll be enough. They go into the dating scene with, oh yeah, girl, I need this. He got to have this. Oh, if he don't have this, just a laundry list. The same thing. Guys do the same thing. Oh, she got to have this, and she got to be like this, and then and if they were, you couldn't handle it anyway.
Jesus, or reciprocated.
He got to have all this money. How much you got? Why he got to have it? You ain't got it.
I think Rashonda said it best. We're insatiable. When
that's good. Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah.
What would satisfy you? What would you honestly be satisfied with having in a partner? It's almost like that there's no list for that. I just want more.
And that's how cheating, to me, that's how cheating can potentially come about.
Dang.
I got this great woman, but man, I just need more. Like, she's great, but I just need, man, if I had more XYZ, or this girl seems like she has more, or this guy, yeah, my husband is good, but this guy, like, when he comes to work, he just smells good, he looks good, he drives a nice car. Man, insatiable. That's a perfect word.
Which means unable to be satisfied, man.
Ain't that crazy?
You know, and how do you think if a person met somebody who was enough, they met all my needs, but not all my wants, how should a person respond to that person that they met who was enough? In my mind, it goes back to our first video with exuberance, with excitement, with all those games set aside. Do you realize that this person meets all your needs, maybe not all your wants? Do you know how valuable that is to find somebody who meets your needs? Y'all can work on the wants list, but to find all your needs met in this person, we got to get back to valuing our needs above our wants. And that really might be the new standard when it comes to, is we have chemistry and compatibility, but like I know what I need, and I know they're all here with this person. Oh boy.
Sheesh.
You clicked
it? Yep. We on the same page.
Usually friend zone them.
Because you know why we friend zone them? Because we know how valuable they are. So we want to keep them around, but we also want to see, is there anything more than I can get out there? So I'll keep you around as a friend because you are great. So I'll keep you around, but I want to go see, is that grass actually as green as it looks over there?
So hold this video in mind. I want to play another one since you said that.
Let's get it.
One of my exes, he always said women play blackjack. The dealer hands you cards and he says, do you want another card or do you want to stay where you are?
Right.
And that's the game of life in everything, but especially in dating, especially as a woman. It's always going to be, here's the cards you're dealt. Do you want to risk losing the game and walking away with nothing to try to bet on something better? Or do you stay where you are and bet undershooting, right? With every person you date, there's always going to be a thought of like, maybe I could have someone better, or maybe I stay because this is the best that I can get. I've always questioned, I'm like, can I mathematically engineer if this is my best option? That can only get you so far because you don't know what next card there is. You don't know if there's someone better. You might lose and then walk away with nothing. You'll know you found the person you're meant to be with when there is no math. You're not calculating anymore. You just want them.
Damn, that's good.
If you are a person who has come across multiple people who have all you need and you cannot shake the feeling of wanting to find out if there's better out there,
man,
you got some internal addressing to do. That's some self-sabotaging, because this is what you wanted. This is what you said that you needed. But you know, I can't be mad at that person, because how many people are really taking the time to identify what they need?
Facts.
If I said, Mike, what are 3 things that you for sure need in a wife? What would those 3 things be?
So the first one would be someone willing to understand me as opposed to wanting to change me. I think the second would be open and honest communicator. And I think the third one would be to be my biggest cheerleader.
Dang. That's good.
Which I got. So
what you got. You for sure got that. And Mike won't let me share my list online because he believes that women are listening and they're going to try to do everything that I say.
You will get 15 DMs. So hey, I heard your list, and
you know what's crazy? You and Carrie been saying that for decades, man. I don't get DMs like that.
No, you don't check your DMs. Okay, it takes you 2 weeks to get to my DM. Sheesh.
That's the other side of it. That's the other side of it. And, some people are on my immediately respond to list.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's good, bro. I think that when I think about my needs, I think that when I meet someone who I feel like meets my needs, I think that's what fuels my unashamedness to tell them how much I like them. You know what I'm saying? To try to work through certain things. And it's challenging, bro, because I've seen some people. What do you do? What do you do when you meet someone who has what you need, but you don't have what they need? How do you reconcile that within yourself? How would you say?
Damn. I'll say this. I think a lot of times we put a lot of weight on compatibility, meaning I like green, you like green. We're compatible. You like the movies, I like the movies. We're compatible. When a lot of that shit doesn't really matter. I feel like the incompatibilities are what makes the relationship interesting, if you will. You know what I mean? So when you say like I have something she needs, in my mind, that's assumption because you don't know. Without conversation, you don't even know. So you're just assuming
you've been dating this person.
Oh, you've been dating and they've told you this? You don't got nothing I need.
Seen it for yourself. Like you see, like, oh, this person has.
Ask a question. Is there anything that you need that I could do? Because if you're not getting it right off of she may be dropping hints or she may be feeling like she needs these things and you're not giving it to her, have the conversation. It may not be a fun one, or you may hear, no, there's nothing you can do. Well, then that's also an answer.
Again, you're not enough.
Yeah, cool. Thank you for telling me.
And so I said earlier that when someone tells you you're not enough, it should be met with gratitude. But I want to maybe tailor that comment a little bit, because feeling like someone is enough for you and hearing that you're not enough for them, it's hard to just be grateful for that bit of information. Yeah. It can be a little tough to think that you met your person and they don't feel like they met theirs. And so that conversation of, is there anything that I can do? And the person is like, I don't think so. It can leave you in a very disappointed place.
Disappointed in what? And in who?
I think disappointment in, I think, life in general, because some people believe in God to help match them. Some people believe life presents you with chances and opportunities. Some people believe in karma. I think that there's this disappointment because it's almost like your feelings start to confirm for you, this is it.
For sure. For sure. I would say to that, I would say nobody said the game was going to be easy or fun, but if this is something, if love is what if partnership is something you want, I think it'll be silly to be naive and think that you would never feel these negative or potentially negative feelings. Like, what was the word you use? Basically, like your feelings getting hurt. It may happen.
I guess the only appropriate response to it is, do you want who you want if who you want doesn't want you? Do you still want to be with that person if you know that you're not their person? You can't make them as happy as they make you. Do you still want to be with this person?
Bro, that's so good, because I think we brought it up a couple of Sundays ago, but that movie with Tom Hanks when he got stranded on the island. What was the name of it?
Wilson.
I don't know.
The name of the movie was Wilson.
That was not the name of the movie.
Stranded.
Castaway. Boom. We got Castaway. We got it. So at the end, so he had been married, right? So, and then his plane went down. He was on this island for an extended amount of time. His wife, whom they loved, had a great marriage, ends up remarrying. They end up finding him. He comes back. He goes to the house. They meet at the end. They have this embrace and this kiss for her husband, who she remarried. In that moment, he has to know that I'm not him. I'm not enough for her. It's clear you're not. It's clear she never stopped loving this guy.
Enough if that guy didn't exist.
Right. But now knowing though, what do you do? Now knowing that this guy could potentially be back, do you bow out? Because you said you love the person, right? And if you love the person, you got to love them even if that love is not with you.
This is good because it gets into the conversation of, is love a feeling or is love a commitment? Because if a person says they love you and they're committed to you, if something better comes along, you shouldn't be afraid of losing them because they like something else. Like you want somebody to honor their commitment, but the commitment that you get from a person doesn't mean that there's going to still be that excitement there when they know or feel like they're missing out on something else. They're faithful because of their character, but their heart really wants to be somewhere else. But they won't cheat on you, but you don't really have their heart. And so what does it mean to have the person but not have their heart? What does it mean to be in a relationship? Man, I done been through a lot in my life when it comes to dating and relationships, bro. My heart has been through a lot of different things. And I know that I put people through some things in my life, you know what I'm saying? But as I get older, sometimes it feel like karma. Sometimes it does, you know what I'm saying? It does baffle me. And sometimes I feel like, was I patient enough? Was I impatient? Did I move too fast? Did I move too slow? And I take it on the chin and tell myself, like, each time you get closer and closer, but there's some situations that you just can't stop thinking about, like, dang, I wish that could have been it. You know, like, and it's not even in your logical brain, it's in your heart, because you're not necessarily dating for potential, but you know you got a glimpse of certain things that would have been perfectly enough for you.
Yeah, bruh. Yeah.
What did
that's crazy. Yeah.
What you got there? Self-lucrative. He said, bruh, if she loves someone else, all love is lost between us. Can't be running around like a sad puppy.
No, but I get that, right? Like if this is somebody, hey, if you saying you love this other guy for whatever reason, go be with the other guy. It's fine, because, you know, again, we all know what we need and we all know what we want out of a partnership. And if that's not it, don't just stay in it. Don't just stay in it because you want to play the role of being enough. Because in that moment, you're not.
So this is good. Your wife said just because it wasn't at that time doesn't mean it can't be in the future. And I love that comment, but man, it's rough because a lot of people don't believe in second chances. They don't believe in spinning the block.
Yeah, that's facts.
Or maybe they do, but it's just they don't want to be known as somebody that spent the block. Like, it's crazy how much of our own personal happiness that we will jeopardize trying to not be seen a certain way in a society that cares little about our satisfaction and fulfillment.
Bruh, and I know my wife can be the first one to attest to that. Me and anybody that's been watching the show for any period of time knows that there's some infidelity issues on my end in my marriage to my wife, and she stayed. And most women will probably, you know, talk down, talk bad about her. Why would you setting black women back? All of the things that we hear in culture, and she stood on 10 toes, like, no. This is my man. We're gonna work through this. We're gonna fight through this, and we're gonna come out, you know, on top. And I feel like that's how people in general should be. This is what I believe in. Period. I don't care how you feel about it.
How do you think a person gets to that level of confidence to be able to stand on the morals and the principles and the philosophies on life that they believe in, even in the face of scrutiny?
For one, I think you have to have something bigger than your own human mind going on. You know what I mean? It has to, because, you know, innately we're gonna go into this fight or flight, like, oh shit, he cheated more than once.
Yeah.
This is dumb. I'm not doing this innately. You know what I mean? But, you know, her relationship that she'll tell you her relationship with God, you know what I mean? Things that he showed her, things that, you know, I showed her, you know, with the whole gambit. But but to answer your question, I feel like if you're just dependent on just you, I don't know how far that'll get you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's good, bro. All right. We're gonna move on to the next video. Shout out to Self Lucrative 101. He said 2 black men speaking intelligently. I love it, bro. Just subscribe.
My man, appreciate that.
And we on here just talking about what we talking about. Maybe it'll help. Maybe to just make you laugh. We don't know. But we happy that you guys are joining this conversation with us.
Right.
Tonight's topic is why wasn't he enough? And so far we've kind of go ahead.
Have you ever felt like you weren't enough? I feel like we never asked each other the titles of this.
For sure. This whole episode is about me.
You said that.
This whole episode is about me. I did a change it to why Donovan felt like he wasn't enough.
Oh man, yeah. I feel like as men, we often, you know what I mean, feel like we're not enough. But I don't feel like society says that it's okay to say that out loud. You gotta kind of put on the facade like, nah, I'm good, I'm cool. Nah, you heartbroken, depressed, can't eat, you're not good. You know what I mean? And I feel like coming to that realization that you were talking about, that not being enough doesn't mean that your character is under any kind of scrutiny. It just means that person didn't want what you had to offer. That person might, and that person might.
Yeah, but I think that when you talk about I'm not enough, it hurts when you're not enough for what you want.
Yeah, it for sure does.
And I don't think that not being enough for what you want is a call to depression. I think it's a call to development. If that's what you want, go back and work on yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
I'm not saying alter and pretend and fake and costume. I'm saying take the potential that's inside of you, develop it if that's what you really want. Because it sounds like you were built for it. You just haven't been working on yourself to the degree that makes you appropriate for that at this time.
Yeah.
So if you get a rejection and you know it's what you need, you know it's what you want, you know it's what you built for, that rejection may just mean at a different time if you go back and do the work.
Yeah, man. That's good. That's good.
Man. All right. Let's move on to the next video. What we got in the archives here. So we talked about losing a man that's faithful. We had all the needs. We talked about women playing blackjack. All right. Let's do this, bro. Let's switch gears just a little bit.
All right.
This man says stop dating women who have no interest in your personal development. Life isn't all about sex, flexing, and weekend vibes. At some point, you need a woman who cares about your discipline, your vision, your habits, your relationship with God, and the man you're becoming. This is so true, especially if you're getting married. I mean, if you're just like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, whoop-de-woo out here, then that's your business. But if you're looking to settle down, start a family, build a life with someone, this is absolutely 100%. And for the men, he's speaking to the men. I hope that you have the capacity to receive that kind of lady that he's describing, because you know what I mean? If you don't have quality, what are you even doing? Like, what is the point?
Run it back one more time.
This man says stop dating women who have no interest in your personal development. Life isn't all about sex, flexing, and weekend vibes. At some point, you need a woman who cares about your discipline, your vision, your habits, your relationship with God, and the man you're becoming. This is so true, especially if you're getting married. I mean, if you're just like wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, whoop-de-woo out here, then that's your business. But if you're looking to settle down, start a family, build a life with someone, this is absolutely 100%. And for the men, he's speaking to the men. I hope that you have the capacity to receive that kind of lady that he's describing, because you know what I mean? If you don't have quality, what are you even doing? Like, what is the point?
Maybe partnerships is a call to a unique side of the refinement that society can't give you.
That's good.
maybe partnership is where you actually give development in those unique spaces a chance because you're a person. When you say this is my person, this is the person that gets to work with me on these things that I wouldn't trust society or my community to work on. Even though society does help me develop, my community does help me develop, there's these unique things that are very sensitive to me and very necessary for me to fulfill purpose that I need partnership on developing. And the partners do that for each other.
They do.
They're the only people that are allowed in each other's personal space in that arena.
That's really good. That's really good. And I feel like that comes into fruition by taking time out with your partner to have those intimate conversations, to have those conversations where we're talking about building, not just, where you want to eat this weekend, which is cool, you know what I'm saying? But like she said, if we're not trying to partner, if we're not trying to build, if we're not trying to push each other to be better, then what really is the point? Just somebody to have sex with? I mean, if that, like you said, if that's what you want, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to like build something with somebody, we got to prioritize certain things over other things. Yeah.
How do you respond to this, Mike? Ali said, what up, Ali? She said, not necessarily.
Yep.
I have dated amazing men who were definitely enough, just not right for me.
So who were they enough for? Because when I hear enough, so and correct me if I'm wrong, Ali. If I hear they were enough, in my mind, I feel like they're enough for me. But then on the back end, if I hear they weren't right for me, then it almost sounds contradictory to they were enough for me. So correct me if I'm wrong, Ali. I don't know. But that's just how I read it.
That's how I read it too. So I want to hear more from you, Ali. And Rashonda said, but that's also limiting people who aren't in partnerships, that their growth is limited. Saying that a call to partnership is to work on those unique spaces. And so, Rashonda, I would say to you, if you're saying that also is limiting people who aren't in partnerships, that their growth is limited, what if that was true? How would you feel about that?
Yeah.
Just if you don't like something don't mean it ain't true.
And check this out, man. And that's so real. And I'm just thinking about my business. I've been an entrepreneur with my printing business since 2014. And for the first few years, I attempted to do everything on my own. And I was getting business and I was making money. But when I got help, I started getting more business and making more money. So it's not to say that it can't work all on your own, but could it be better with a partner?
And for me, I would exchange the word better for optimal.
Even better.
I think that better can always grow. I think optimal has an enough level to it.
Yeah. I like it.
I think some things, if you make them better, they're worse because they actually are serving their purpose. More is not always better.
We know that.
Exorcist said that maybe they were too much, since we're having a conversation about
enough. Listen.
Oh, if a person
that's
is
a thing,
much, that's still not enough, because too much is not enough. Enough is here. This is enough. You're
right,
over
you all the way up here.
Still not enough.
Oh man, that's wild. That's wild.
But I like that video, bro, because it kind of talks about that something we've talked about for years on this podcast, bro. Like, date the one that actually likes you, man. The one that likes you, the one that's not afraid to show how interested she is in public, in private, the one that when she sees you, she's excited, the one that wants to be a fan, that doesn't need to be prompted to encourage you on what you're doing, the one that is excited about having conversations with you, even about the hard things, because she's like, this is, I want to be around you. I want to be with you. Like, You know what I'm saying? And that's not just a guy to girl thing, a girl to guy thing. Like the guy who's not trying to play nonchalant, the one that's willing to look corny for you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The one that's willing to say, like, man, I really want to be with you and work through something. Like
Yeah.
the one that really likes you. The one, not the one that, you know, they may really like you and might not have it all figured out. I'm not saying you end up dating the one that really
Right.
likes you. But
Right.
you
Right.
end up marrying the one that really likes you, but date that
Right.
person, kind of see what goes from there. I think that's a great place to begin
For sure it is.
pursuing marital interest with somebody.
For sure it is. I think Allie got back to us over here.
All right. She said, meaning there's nothing wrong with them. And they went above and beyond to show me love, but there are key things I need, but they didn't have. But it didn't negate from being enough. Example, I need someone who loves to dance. I think in my definition of enough, that would mean they weren't enough.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Then they weren't enough.
So she has a different definition of enough. So that's fair.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Your wife said these types of convos really become some of the best parts of your relationship.
We just had me and my wife take out time on a consistent basis to have exactly these type of conversations. You know, you can't just assume because we're together, we on the same page, and you can't just assume that we're together that everything is how it's always been.
That's good, man. That's good, bro. All right. We got one more video for tonight, man, and we're gonna call it. What is this? I'll run that one later. Here we go.
How do you know if they're your person?
I started to realize it's actually not what you know about them, but what they ask about you. You know, I went on a date. I remember most of them, I didn't get asked that much. I did all the question asking. Don't go on another date just to hear somebody else's story, but never share your own. If you want to know if somebody is your person, well, have they asked, who are you? What are you interested? Like, what lights you up? I've seen so many people have dates and relationships talking about how great the other person is, saying they were nice, they were handsome, but then realizing, wait a second, what did they think was so incredible about me? They just liked looking at the mirror all day. Those are the people that you know are not going to be your person. If you want to know if you already have one of those right now, I think you just ask them the age-old female question, which is, what do you find interesting about me?
Back to the beginning of the video. What they ask you, what they want to know about you. That first part.
How do you know if they're your person?
I started to realize it's actually not what you know about them, but what they ask about you. You know, I would.
You on mute. So there's something to be said about identifying maybe early on if this is your person based on the intensity of their curiosity as it pertains to who you are.
I don't know if I would necessarily say early on, because early on I may not know yet what I find, you know, interesting or amazing. I'm getting to know you. I don't know yet. So
that's what I'm saying. Like based on like first dates. I know this is true with some women. Some women have not gone on second dates because of the types of questions the guy asked on the first date.
And that's fine. But again, that question for me on the first date, I literally will probably respond with, I don't know you enough to answer that question. Let's have a few more dates. You know what I mean? And then I can tell you what I find interesting, what I find attractive, all of those other things. But first date, I haven't collected any data yet.
Man, it sounds interesting. Like, because this goes back to some people, you know what I'm saying, who like to be friends first. So there's already that history there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I find interesting about you, which made me want to go on a date with you?
Mm-hmm. I like that. You know? And yeah. And I like the question. I'm not saying the question is not a good, I like the question. I just think that, you know, there has to be some context before you can answer it.
So what would be a good question or two to ask on a first date to show that you're actually interested in getting to know who she is versus some of these like surface level questions that people ask that kind of will leave a person being asked wondering like, yo, what are you here for?
Yeah, I think that asking, what's one or two things that you're passionate about in life right now is good. Because that also lets me know what it is you're into. You know what I mean? So we can kind of go with the compatibility thing. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm not sure if I asked Danae that. I think maybe I did, but our first date we talked for 8 hours. So, what's one that you got? One question.
I would just turn it back on them. I would ask on the first day, like, what would you say is the most interesting thing about you?
That's good. It's nice and
Because
safe.
it's challenging for you to require me to have a deeper level of interest.
It
in
is.
you than I have of yourself.
It is. It is.
I
It
think
really
sometimes
is.
I'm asking people questions that they never asked themselves, and so we both hearing the answer for the first time at the same time.
Yeah. That's good.
Which is fun, but some people are like professional question askers.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me see what we got over here. And then she gonna turn them back on you. I'm here for it. I think that again, it's not about having the right answer. It's just about I think
Be honest.
there's certain signals that I think are good to put out there on a first date to let the person know why you're there. You know what I'm saying? If it's a first date that's full of nothing but superficial compliments are great. You know what I'm saying to you? But at some point, if those questions don't get deeper, what do you say? Cap Sanuna said, Capanusa said, women can fake that because men tend not to be expert on that type of scenarios. This goes back to just working on, like, if you want to date, read a book on dating. Go watch a podcast on dating. Like, do your due diligence to know the terrain and the territory that you're about to step into. You know what I'm saying to you? I think that when you come to like matters of the heart, it's like anything else where you could get damaged. Like, you should probably do some research about how it is over there. 'Cause,
Yeah.
it just seems like I don't think dating's for everybody. It's almost like we tell children, like, you're not ready to date. I think that you don't grow into an age of being ready to date. There's a level of awareness and maturity that you reach to where it makes it appropriate for you. But some people
I
are not
agree.
ready to hear hard truths about themselves. Some people are not ready to be rejected. Some people are not ready to be told that they're not enough. Some people are not ready to, not get a second date. You got to really ask yourself, and this is not a one-time thing. After a bad breakup, you got to really sit with yourself and ask yourself, am I ready to get back out there again? It can be rough. The weather can be rough. And it's not just something you just walk into haphazardly with a half-healed heart and a chip on your shoulder.
I agree. I think a question that also should be asked is that other person ready to be dating, and why are they dating? Are you dating because you just broke up with your dude 2 weeks ago and you need a quick rebound? Are you dating because you're just tired of being alone? You know what I mean? If you're not dating with any real intention, that says a lot. And that's something that people need to know. And it's fine if you're not, but I think getting that question out there and hearing each other's responses to that questions allows you to calibrate and see exactly if this is going to lead to a second date or possibly not. Because if I'm dating with intention and I want to start a family and do all of these things, and you just trying to have a good time, cool. Maybe you're not enough for me.
The question is, why are you dating?
The question is so not necessarily why, but more so what's the intent of you dating? Why are we here?
Dating in general or this one date?
Well, I don't care about anything besides me and you right now. We're talking about me. So I need to know why you here with me? What's your intention with me as far as dating is concerned? Because now that we out and we having this conversation, maybe, oh shoot, I do like this dude. Maybe I can see something a little bit more than when I went on a date last week with the other nigga I told that I just didn't want nothing serious.
Interesting. I would say either both or mine would lead more towards the general as well. Like, what's your hope in the dating arena?
Mm.
Yeah.
I think the only reason I wouldn't say general because people can bring different stuff out of you. Individuals can bring different stuff out of you. So you may say something general right now, but by the end of this conversation, you may be fully locked in. Hey, let's go have a second date. But before, your first answer was, in general, I just want to have fun. But that may change by the end of the date. So yeah, yeah.
Candy B said, without intent, what's the point of dating? If you ask me, I'm wondering.
People just want companionship.
Are people ever dating without intent? It's hard for me to believe. I guess maybe you can explain that to me if there's explanation. I believe people are always operating with an intent, either conscious or subconscious.
Yeah, I agree because even like I said, companionship, that's an intent. You just want to be around a female and hang out and have fun. You don't want no strings attached. Hell, you may not even want sex. I just want somebody to go to the movies with and have a good time with. You know what I mean? That's even intent, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I don't think that they're. I don't know how you would, like you said.
It's good, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, we've reached that time. This has been Help the podcast.
Your sister.
The intent is free food.
The one I married. The one that you suggested that I marry.
My 10 p.m. transformation is contagious.
Oh, Lord.
10 o'clock and sister. And I feel mine coming on. My sister.
Let's pray out. Let's pray out immediately.
Listen, if we like to leave you guys with a resource at the end of every episode, which is Suicide and Crisis Hotline. We sometimes talk about some real things. Sometimes somebody might be on here dealing with a broken heart because they felt like they weren't enough, or somebody told them they weren't enough for a situation. That is as light as this conversation was at different points, that can be a heavy thing to really sit with. So we want you to know that we are not available outside of Sundays, 8 p.m., but there is someone who is trained professionals, trained counselors, waiting to pick up this call or answer this text message from you if you're dealing with a broken heart, if you're dealing with deep disappointment or depression that has to do anything with relationships, or if you really want to help somebody who's struggling. Your best friend just got a divorce, you know what I'm saying, or there's been a death with the person that you loved and you don't know how to process it. I know we had somebody on earlier that said that the person they're supposed to marry in December passed away 3 weeks ago. 988 is a great number to call to get connected with a resource that can help you with the grieving process, with the recovery process, with the process. We have multiple people who have watched this podcast, have reached out to this number and gotten the help they need. I know that they respond. They pick up the phone, first of all. They also respond, I think, to text messages, and they have a website where you can chat with someone live. So reach out if you need the help and the support. You don't have to do it alone. Some people rather talk to strangers, and this is a great resource to have. And like I always say at the end of every episode, just because you care about someone doesn't mean you know how to care for someone. So if you want to help someone that you know is going through a hard time, call this number first to make sure that your approach is going to make things better, not worse.
That's solid, bro. That's solid. And to piggyback, I'd say just remember that no crisis is too small or too big. It could be I got midterms coming up and I'm stressing out about how I'm gonna do. Call the number.
Yeah. That's good.
Because the homeboy or the homegirl may not be up at 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
That's good. All right, man. You praying us out?
Yeah, man. First, Father, thank you for another great show. I thank you for bringing the people that did here. Thank you for bringing them to the show, Lord. And I pray that the words that went forth landed on ears that can hear. And I hope that it helped someone today, Lord. I thank you that as we go throughout our week, that you will be with us, keeping us safe, keeping our children safe, our friends and family safe, Lord. I want to lift up our sister Betty with the loss of her fiance or boyfriend who passed, Lord. I just thank you that you will be a shoulder for her to lean on, arms to give her hugs, Lord. And I just thank you that you will keep her mind strong while she's going through this grieving process, Lord. And I thank you that with all that said, if you see fit, we'll be back next Sunday to again produce what you want us to produce. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Let it be so, y'all. Amen. And we'll see you next Sunday.
2 Chainz.
Possibly. I might not be here. We'll see.
Maybe.
Can we talk for a minute? Come on and talk to me.
Come and talk to me. I really want to meet you, girl. I really want to know your name.
Maybe this will help.